Welcome back to a Fifth of Jack Gaming, where today we're going to open up 3 packs of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. We'll open up some set boosters where we get 12 cards, 1 being an art card and 1 being a guaranteed foil. With that said, let's see what we get. Cracking pack 1, the art card. That's a Large Zombie by Ming Geist. Missed. Guessed. It's number 24 out of 81. Then we got a Forest. I loved how that art is. Then we got a Festival Crasher. Costs 1 and a red for a Devil. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery card, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. It's a 1/3 body. Then we're going to follow our path of the Path to the Festival that costs 2 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for a basic card and put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Then, if there are 3 or more basic lands among your lands that you control, scry 1. That means we get to look at the top card, and if we like it, keep it on top, or we can put it at the bottom. Then this has a little mechanic of flashback. That means we can play it from our graveyard for the flashback cost. So the flashback cost is 4 and a green. And then we have a Lambert Harrier, costs 1 and a green. Then we have a Lamholt Harrier that costs 1 and a red for a wolf. It costs 3 and a red to activate it. Target creature can't block this turn. Has a 2/2 body. And then we have an Abandoned Post. Costs 1 and a red for a sorcery. Up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn. Has a flashback cost of 3 and a red. Necrosis costs 1 and a black for an enchantment. Enchanted creature has whenever a creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. When the enchanted creature dies, look at the top card. When the enchanted creature dies, look at the top X cards, where X is its power. Put one of those cards into your hand, and the rest at the bottom of your library in any random order. That was an uncommon. Here comes the next one, which is Morbid Opportunist. Costs 2 and a black for a human rogue. That's a 1/3 body. Whenever 1 or more creatures die, draw a card. Only activate this ability once each turn. Some good old draw fuel. And then we have a Howl Respite Infiltrator. Costs 2 and a red. Has Trample. That's a 3/2 body. That's the Daybound side. And there's the Nightbound. Has the Assailant. Has Trample. It's a 4/4. So something that's unique is to do, whenever these kinds come out, it starts the Daybound and Nightbound. Once that happens, you have to keep track of that for the rest of the game. And then the cards end up changing over to Nightbound and Daybound only on the person's turn. So if I play no spells, it would become nighttime, and this guy would flip. But if it's also nighttime and I play 2 spells, this guy would flip back over into the Daybound, unless you have other cards that change that ability. And then we got the Vengeful Stranger that costs 1 and a black. It's a human rogue. Has a 2/1 body. It's also an uncommon. It can't block. And when Vengeful Stranger dies, return it to the battlefield transform under your control attached to another creature or planeswalker in an opponent's controls. Becomes the Strangling Gasp. Enchant creature or planeswalker. At the beginning of your upkeep, enchanted permanent controller sacrifices a non-land permanent and loses 1 life. Another uncommon is Death Boner. Death Boneret Spout. Costs 1 grain for a fungus. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. Then, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, transform it. It's a 1/1 body of toughness, and when it flips, it becomes the Hulk of the fungus world. So this is a fungus horror. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you exile a card from your graveyard, the creature card if it was a creature card exiled this way, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's a 3/3 body. And then we have the Howl Respite. Costs 1 and a blue. Costs 1 white and a 1 blue. It's a sorcery. Exile a non-legendary creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it entered the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And if otherwise, tap it. Has a flashback, cost of 1, a blue, and a white. And then we have a zombie. And then our foil is that ladder zombie that costs 1 blue for a zombie that has defender. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. Has a 1/3 body. It's kind of unique. We ended up opening up a foil and the art card. Alright, with that said, let's jump on over to the second pack and see what we open up. There's the art card. That's the Moonvale Regent. It's by Joshua Raphael. It's number 44 out of 81. Got Island. That's foily. Burn the Accursed. Costs 4 and a red for an instant. Burn the Accursed deals 5 damage to a target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. If a creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Immolition costs 1 red. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2, -2. Brimstone Vandal costs 2 and a red for a devil. Has menace. That means it could be only blocked by 2 or more creatures. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as it enters. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, Brimstone Vandal deals 1 damage to each opponent. Has a 2/3 body. Pax Betrayal costs 2 and a red. Gain control of a target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. If you control a wolf or a werewolf, scry 2. Scabwrangler costs 1 and a blue for a human wizard. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control. Tap a target creature. It has a 2/1 body. Vivisection costs 3 and a blue for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Draw 3 cards. Dawnhawk's Revenator costs 3 and a green for a human warlock. When it enters the battlefield, you get to gain 3 life. Tap it, add 1 mana of any color. It's a 2/4 body. The special little frame around that guy. Then we got a Candle Grove Witch. Costs 1 and a white for a human warlock. Has this special thing called covering. So covering, you have to have 3 different powers to be able to use it. But if we do, it gains flying until end of turn. Has a 2/2 body. I love that special art frame. Then we have a Flame Channeler. Costs 1 and a red for a human wizard. When a spell you control deals combat damage, transform Flame Channeler. It's a 2/2 body toughness on that side, and it becomes Embody of the Flame. It's an elemental wizard. It ends up having a body of toughness of a 3/3. Whenever a spell you control deals damage, put a flame counter on it. Pay 1, remove it from the flame, and then exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. Then we have another mythic, Intrepid Adversary, costs 1 and a white. It's a human scout, has lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a white any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many valor counters on Intrepid. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each valor counter on Intrepid Adversary. Has a 3/1 body. And then we have the special card, Arcane Teachings. Costs 2 and a red. It's an enchant a creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has tap, deal 1 damage to any target creature or player. Our foil is Turn to the Earth. Costs 1 green. It's an instant. Choose up to 3 target cards in the graveyard. The owners of those cards get to shuffle them in their library and you gain 2 life. Has a flashback cost of 1 and a green. Wow. A mythic out of that. Let's see what pack 3 brings us. Boom. That's the art card of Fludrig. Necro Genius. It's by Ryan Pascoast. It's number 65 out of 81. And then we have an island. Saint Signifier. Costs 2 and a white for a human cleric. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as it enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your graveyard. It's a 3/2 body. Let's consider what this card is, which is Consider. It costs 1 blue. It's an instant. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Draw a card. Candlelit Cavalier costs 4 and a green. Has Covering. And then if you have Covering, they gain Trample until end of turn. Has a 5/5 body. Brimble Armor costs 1 and a green for an equipment. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to a target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Has an equip cost of 3. Dawnheart Wardens costs 1, a green and a white for a human warlock. Vigilance has Covering, but when you have Covering, it gets creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. It's a 3/3 body. Dawnheart Mentor costs 2 and a green for a human warlock. When it enters the battlefield, you get to put a 1/1 white human creature token. Has Covering. When you have Covering, you can pay 5 and a green. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn, and Trample as well. Has a 0/4 body. And then we have a Shady Traveler. Costs 2 and a black. Has Menace. And it has a Daybound. It's a human werewolf. Has a 2/3 body on that side, and then Stalking Predator. As Menace and is Nightbound. It's a 4/4 body. And then we have a Holistic Awakener. It costs 1 black for a human wizard. Pay 2 and a black, sacrifice another creature, draw a card, and then transform it. Activate this only once each turn. It's a 1/1 body toughness on that side, and then it becomes a Awoken Demon on the other. It's a demon, has a 4/4 body. And we have a Bird of Mire, costs 2 and a green. It's a human archer werewolf. Has Reach. It's a 1/4 body. And then on the Nightbound side, it becomes a Winged Shredder. It's a werewolf, has Reach and Nightbound, and it's a 3/5 body. And then our wearer is the Curse of Surveillance. Costs 4 and a blue. And it's an enchantment. Enchant player. At the beginning of the enchanted player's upkeep, any number of target players other than the player Each draw a card equal to the number of curses attached to that player. And then we have the special card is Soul Catcher's Airy. Costs 1 and a white for an enchantment. Whenever a bird is put into your graveyard from play, put a feather counter on it. All birds get +1/+1 for each feather counter on it. And then we got a foily of the Vengeful Stranger. That's all 3 packs. What do you think of it? Anything that you will end up wanting? Let us know down in the comments below. If you're liking the content that we're putting out, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon to be notified about any of our future content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.